Hi, welcome to another segment. Today I'd like to acknowledge my friend Shannon, who introduced me to a selfie stick. It's so simple, yet so brilliant, which is actually what I want to talk about today. Things that are just, the answers are so simple and brilliant, and we overlook them for a long time. So like, for me, a major part of my journey has been self-care. Actually, some days I might tell you my entire journey has been discovering self-care. I took care of everybody else. They didn't ask, but I took care of everybody else my whole life. It had somewhat, not my whole life, but my whole adult life. It had a lot to do with what I said in another video, that, I had no self-worth. Little backstory on the self-worth part is I was in a pretty negative relationship from the age of 19 to my mid-20s. So very, very vulnerable at that time. My dad was dying, and I was lost, and I fell for somebody, and a short time after I got sucked in, the abuse started. There was physical abuse, there was emotional abuse, there was mental abuse, there was psychological abuse. And I think the most damaging thing wasn't the physical stuff at all. You can heal from that. It's, the emotional, mental, and psychological abuse. It's baggage that you take for a long time, a very long time. So part of that baggage was I was worthless. He told me that, and I believed it. Therefore, it was true. And so for 30 years, I carried that worthlessness around, trying to take care of other people to compensate or overcompensate for the dialogue that was going on in my head. That's all it was. It was just self-destructive dialogue in my head. So anyways, let's speed up to now. So I'm in this journey, and I'm finding that the most valuable, the best payback, the instant gratification, all those things just come from taking care of myself, just from self-care. And it's a lot of little things that I get maximum value from, like being in nature and walking outside every day. I didn't know this at the time, but going to the gym, like, who would have thought that I found myself at the gym, or a part of myself at the gym. Meditating, drinking tea, breathing. Oh, breathing. I know. If we don't breathe, we're dead. Exactly. But deep breathing. So deep breathing can help me in the middle of an anxious moment before it becomes anxiety. Deep breathing can help me not take something personally that is not intended to be personally. And that's a problem with your self-worth, is every time something happens, or every time somebody says something, you immediately go to the dark and vulnerable place because you're not worthy. Therefore, other people don't think you're worthy. Again, destructive self-dialogue. It's that whole dumb narrative that other people, what they do to us creates that dialogue that we put in our head. And, nobody else is doing this to me. I know that. At the time I didn't. At the time I victimized myself. And at the time I blamed other people for my unhappiness and for my issues. And at the time I didn't know any better. I do now. I chose to continue to victimize myself. It allowed me to garner sympathy, attention. I don't know. I don't know the whole purpose or reason why I did that, but I do know I did that to me. Just like I'm doing this to me now. I'm getting myself out. I'm calling a spade in myself, my flaws. I'm embracing the things that I know I need to capitalize on more often. And all of that has to do with self-care. So I think people need to, as I say to my friends in my tribe, is you can't take care of other people until you take care of yourself. Because a lot of times people are, I don't have time to take care of myself because I got to do this and I got to do that. Yeah, you still got to do those things. But you know what? If you don't take care of yourself first, you're worthless and useless to other people. And I mean that. Those are tough words, but it's true. You can't help your kids. You can't help your spouse. You can't help your friends. You can't help your partner. You can't help your family if you're a pile of garbage in your head. You have to take care of you before you can take care of other people. And the thing is, once you take care of you, taking care of other people is that much easier. It really is. Some other forms of self-care could be, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep. I still struggle with that, but I work on it. What other self-care things that I do? I do reflexology. I do massages, therapeutic massages more than relaxing massages. I spend time with the right people. I go on solo road trips. I read books that I want to read. I watch shows that I want to watch instead of accommodating other people. All these things, they're just self-care. So you know what? Try it. After listening to this, just go do something for you. Just do it. And do it every day. Do it first thing in the morning. And that's another thing I want to talk about, is another part of my journey is being inspired by others. So that's what I'll talk about another time. But you know what? I effing did it. You can effing do it. Let's get out there. Create your own tales on the trails for me. Have a great day. As you can see, I'm experiencing another glorious day. So, happy Sunday, everybody. All right,
Sitting
bye.
on the front porch on a Sunday afternoon, just me and a buddy who I've known for a few years. We figure since the weather's nice, we might as well soak up the sights of Nashville with no suits and ties around. Conversation covers everything and in between, from Grandpa's health to marrying good girls. Oh, we ain't up to nothing, just solving all the problems of the world. We joke and laugh at the present and past, how some